upgrade that Mr. Hennessy is talking about is, and I'll give you Emmons and Lincoln, they're going to bring it up to today's technology. And we know in 15 years how far computers have come along.
Sure.
So,
That's a year or two, correct?
yeah. So it's going to take a while. The Emmons and Lincoln pump station are about a year and a quarter out, but what they're doing is they're trying to procure the equipment, and they have to wait for the equipment to be processed, and that has to be installed. Same thing with the retention basin pumps. We still have to come up with a final design, procure them, build them, deliver them, and install them.
And just to give everyone an idea, like the generators for Lincoln and Emmons, we're the contractor's telling us it's about 14 months before the generators can be delivered. It's like the supply chain issue is still present in some industries.
Are there any other questions?
Thank you.
And I thank you for what you have done, and let you know that we were going to be on top of this.
No, I know that. Believe me, every rain event, I'll be at the RTB, because we understand exactly what has to happen now and what the issue is, and it's, the pumps have just hit their life cycle. And the floats and everything that interacts with the pumps have hit its life cycle. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, with that, we will move on to citizens' comments. Is there anybody who would like to?
I'll go first. You guys are probably sick of listening to me. North Shore Drive, on 8/28, 4:15 in the morning, the water was coming up again in the sewage. So far, I've spent $4,000 to clean my basement up with the 4 events this year. Called the police, and it's amazing. 5:30, the water was going down, so they were right on top of it once they got a hold of somebody. At 8:02, I called John Hennessy on his phone. He was not aware of it. He said he was going to investigate. I called John Kazoo a little bit after 10 o'clock. He was so rude. He told me, he goes, frankly, I don't want to talk to you about this. I have filed the complaint with the state of Michigan. He shouldn't talk to citizens like that. If he doesn't want to be bothered, then don't answer your phone. Who are you supposed to call when this is happening?
You're supposed to call the police department.
I did. And at 5:30, the water was going down. So that did happen. It's always in the morning time when this happens. And then the cop he was actually kind of rude. He goes, well, you're the first caller. I go, well, the water's coming up again, the sewage. So now, once again, what are we supposed to do? I mean, every time, all the neighbors, and me and Debbie are the only ones that showed up today. They're all, we're going to be there. No, they're not. They're sick of this too.
Right. As you know, I've been in your neighborhood, and I've talked to quite a few people in your
I've
neighborhood.
never seen you over there.
Well, I've been in your neighborhood. I was at your house this week.
Really? How come
yes.
I didn't see you? What day were you there?
I was there this week.
Okay.
But, and that's why Mr. Hennessy is here. That is why we are here tonight, and that's why we are talking about doing stuff.
Oh.
I had told you, we are not going to let this go on any further.
It's been 30 years since I've lived here. I'm on number 13 sewage backup.
Well, and I've only been mayor for 2 years, and we're doing something now.
Well, it's about time.
Thank you.
Hello, my name's Debbie, North Shore Drive. My question is, why is it taking so long to figure this out? Wasn't the pumps maintained? Why are we suffering? Because you guys got all these grants, everything you're talking about, but the citizens are stuck in the hole with the cleanup, with waiting for the next rain. We're going to get hit again. Because the problem's not going to be fixed yet because it takes time. And I understand that. But nothing's being done for the citizens.
I cannot explain what has happened in the past. I can only explain to what's going on now. I can only tell you what has been under my administration. And I've told you, under my administration, we're replacing those replacing the pumps. We have Hennessy over there working, going up and through your neighborhood. We are doing what we can do.
I do
promised
appreciate
you that, and we are doing it.
But that's what I'm saying. This all started with me in 2016 on that big flood.
Right.
And I've been hit. What about this, anything come up about helping the citizens, the residents for sewer backflows?
Yeah, we are working on that. We are studying and putting a program together. We'll be announcing it soon.
And when you guys do get information, it's not always relayed back to the residents that have the issues. It would be nice if we would get an update. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else would like to talk to this body?
Throw me the wolves or what?
Hey, I was number one, so.
Well, that's why I let you soften them up, so now
Thanks.
you're welcome. Good evening, Larry Kelsey, you all know me. I come in the tail end of the study session, and it was my fault, talking about the charter suggestions for the citizen to look at. Well, I've got another suggestion. I think that the city should, you can't mandate a politician because they're almost superhuman. You can't do anything to them, even sue them to a certain extent because they're excluded from that unless they really fall into doing something really illegal. My comment where I'm going with this is I think you need to offer some training to the new people to get elected. Because when you get elected up there, there's no book that goes with this job. There's no handbook, there's no mentor, there's no phone call, you learn by making mistakes or learn by trying to figure out what's going on when you're up there voting on massive budgets that are $10, $20 million, contracts that are $100,000, $200,000 increase per year for the employees. What I'm getting at is that I think the municipal league, when I became a first-time council person, Ed's aware of this, we had a meeting in the back room about going into receivers or underneath the emergency manager. I didn't know anything about that. I'm sitting there voting for the city because I was elected. My comment where I'm going with this is I think you need to offer some information to the council people that come aboard so they can be educated more on what happens, Robert's Rules of Order, what happens with committees, how the council runs its business, how you do the agenda, et cetera, et cetera. That gives the person at least a little bit of knowledge so when they start making decisions, they have some information about how to go about doing things. Otherwise, they're lost. I mean, they're regular individuals that maybe have or have not been involved in any political association, and they're out there sitting running the city because they're elected. That's how they can. That's where it goes. As long as you follow certain qualifications in the electorate election, you're there. You got the power. I mean, we in this country have exploded so far, just like the charter being adopted or done, that we have to start looking at the biggest picture for the residents. I mean, we need to look at what's available for us to increase our knowledge. When I was on there, I took Clayton Municipal League. I went down to Huntington Woods, took a class. I think Lillian was offered one, a basic class. And also the fact that I went to all the council commissions. I went to the wet wells. I've climbed into the wet wells when we had a tour that John gave the ability to do because I was the DPS rep. I've gone to the retention basin. I've talked to what's going on. I've sat down and talked to John. I know why we got the retention basement the way it is, or how Wayne County kind of dumped it on us since they have a nice day and no people. And I also know that the retention basement didn't have anybody to work over there. We had no people. It was never manned. They always had an alarm or they went over there to do maintenance. So, I mean, these are not old issues. I mean, excuse me, they are old issues. But if the council is more aware of what goes on in the city, because it's not an 8-to-5 job. When you get elected, it's not sitting up here once a month or two, and I'm not knocking it, I'm just telling you the way it is. Because it's a new world, and you got to be a little bit more knowledge. The old story is, knowledge is power. Thank you very much.
There's a lot of truth in what you just said.
Well, now you're getting up. Want me to go first?
But I will tell you, Mr. Kelsey, and I think everybody here on the council knows that when they were elected, I personally called everybody, and I advised them all to go to as many commission meetings as possible so that they learn more. I've also suggested to each and every one, and I believe everybody on this council has been to every one of our buildings, because this is one of the things that I have suggested to do right from the start and get-go. And and this will continue.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Richard Kudrak. I was very interested in that Charter Review Committee report, and there was a lot of information there, and you're just talking among yourselves. You really need to, first of all, push this out a couple months so the residents know what's in this report, and then have a study session where you let the residents tell you what you think about it. Because I had a lot of things I wanted to say, but you had no time for me today. I was concerned about the city clerk. I was unaware that the assistant does not live in Lincoln Park. The city clerk, as all of us are, is one car accident or one doctor's visit away from being unemployable. You better address that situation pretty soon. There is absolutely no reason any of you should remember this, but Donna Breeding did not always run unopposed. There was, you were talking about old houses and vacant lots. Wyandotte had a program where if you had an old house that could not be rehabilitated, they would buy the house from you, they would tear down the house, clear the lot, and then sell the lot to somebody who was required to buy the lot and build a house of a minimum size and quality. So you're totally upgrading your product. You're not rehabilitating old houses, you're building new houses. I don't know if Lincoln Park could even have a program like that, but I thought it was wonderful. Anyway, I was chuckling about the comment about family members getting involved in the city. I said, I think we have a city attorney who had a family member who was a council member, another family member was on the compensation committee, and another family member works in the courthouse. Well, they got it all covered. Thank you so much.
Does anybody else like to talk to the body?
That's right.
I just love you.
Hi, I'm Anthony Burton, taxpayer, and no, I will not give you my name again. I have issues with these sidewalks, and the reason why I have issues with these sidewalks is because I'm handicapped myself, and I'm sure one of the council people are handicapped with a wheelchair. She probably finds it tough to get around this city when you don't have sidewalks that are properly in place. And when I mean properly in place, by federal guidelines, a sidewalk has to extend from one corner to the next without interruption. And not only that, when you're at a corner, if the sidewalk goes from north and south and east and west, you're supposed to have a ramp on both directions. There's certain places in Lincoln Park that are not there. They only have one ramp in one direction. And the purpose of this, ideally, by the federal government said, is not so much for a person in a wheelchair. It's for blind people. Put yourself in their perspective. When they're walking down a sidewalk with a cane because they can't afford a lead dog, now they're walking down the sidewalk and it ends, and they're blind. Which direction are they supposed to go in when they don't know where the sidewalk ended? Because do they go left? Do they go right? They don't know because they're blind. With a handicapped person like her or I, we can see the obstacles. We can try to get around them. But that's not what the point of the federal government is saying, is not to get around these obstacles, but provide a service to make it stronger, to provide these services so we don't have to get around these issues. That's why there's a lot of sidewalks in Lincoln Park that are not there, that should be there. There's a lot of ramps in Lincoln Park that aren't there, that should be there. Now, I don't understand why you say you don't know what's going on here in Lincoln Park. Because when Frank Saul was in here, he implemented a sidewalk program. For some reason, it disappeared. Then all of a sudden, just last week, you started...
We have a sidewalk.
I understand that. I'm not interrupting you. So, like I said, I don't know whatever happened to that sidewalk program, but all of a sudden, last week, you started talking about sidewalks and trees, and all of a sudden it became important again. Because why? Yous are all up for re-election, most of yous are, so now you want to put on the show. So think about that for a moment. Just like when I try to talk about these parking problems in the city of Lincoln Park, and you let the Lincoln Park Pride officer ignore them. Let me tell you the situation here. Like I said last week about that auto place, when they turned around and didn't do their job for the whole year, we lost $3,000 in tax revenue. Now, there was a lot on Warwick and Dix, had the same issues. Now, if they had did their job properly, we wouldn't have lost $1,500 in that purpose, because they were supposed to find these people when the problem exists more than a year. Now, I know that I've called the city more than a year about these issues, and you tended to ignore them. But yet, did you find these people? No, you didn't. See, this is what I mean. This is $6,750 of revenue that was lost to the city. How are you going to recoup that? You can't pay his salary with that, can you now? Because that's what you're doing. You're paying him to do nothing then. And that's what I understand about this city. You sit there and all day long want to worry about water pumps and city sewers. Well, why not worry about the handicap and the city and how it's run? Because I tell you what, there's certain auto places over on Southfield, across the street from Calder's. How many cars are in that lot that's been sitting there for more than 30 years, and the city hasn't done one thing about it? Has anybody thought about that thought? See what I mean? You just walk around here blind-eyed just like the city inspector does. And the reason why I say that, with the city program, you cannot drive around in a car and find out what's wrong with sidewalks. You need to walk them. You need to walk them. And if you got a problem with walking the city, like the gentleman said, you can hire high school people because they don't have driver's license. You don't need a driver's license to walk the streets. Hire them to walk the streets and monitor and figure out what the problems are. Because there's one issue on Sergeant Street that the sidewalk goes down one side and down on the other, creates a valley. How is that person going to get through that with a wheelchair? He's going to put a rut and won't be able to get out. And that's what I mean by this city has been blind for a long time. But yet you just want to have a job. Like this gentleman says, what do you do when you get this job? Because apparently, you didn't give that Lincoln Park Pride officer a packet and telling him what the ordinances are, because he missed a lot of them. Because I tell you what, I've been fighting you guys for years now about all these issues. Now, the building department wanted my attention for the fourth time about wood being stored on the ground. Well, guess what? He has my attention, and now to use. So I hope you tend to do what you're supposed to do, because the gentleman...
Your 5 minutes.
Oh, now I got 5 minutes, huh? Oh, I'm proud everybody got 5 minutes.
Everybody has 5 minutes.
The only sewer people didn't.
Hi, Leslie Lynch Wilson, Lincoln Park Farmers Market. Hey, I just wanted to tell you that this coming Sunday, we're doing our annual Fall Harvest Festival. So we're doing a corn roast, so we'll have free roasted corn, free cider, and free donuts. We'll have some music, and then Lincoln Park Garden Club will be there to do a plant swap. So we hope to have the roasted corn ready by around noon. And we're there from 11 to 3, so we have 4 farmers this year, so there's a lot of produce out. And all of our vendors, except either the farmers, specialty food vendors, EBT. The farmers also accept Double Up Food Bucks, Senior Project Fresh, and everyone accepts credit and debit. So come on out this Sunday on the way to the garage sales, right? Thank you.
I want to thank Leslie again for the farmers markets. They have done an amazing job this summer. It's quite a bit bigger than it has been in the last few summers. Doing a wonderful job, and thank you, thank you. Does anybody else would like to talk to the body? Hearing none, I will go to our council president.
Thank you. I'll make it brief, Your Honor. Thank you very much. I was around the city this past week, but I'll just name a couple of businesses that I went to. Nina's Niche on the corner of Emmons and 4th Street. She's got nice collectibles of vintage items. Check out the store also next door. They're putting in a little indoor market. It's going to be called Nina's Indoor Marketplace, actually. So check it out. They got more items in there for sale. The mayor touched on Santa Diablo, downtown Lincoln Park, about the 3rd block off of 4th Street, 1432 4th Street to be exact. They're actually having a presidential watch party tomorrow. Check out the place. As you know, it used to be called Rattlers. Now it's Venezuelan, Colombian type style restaurant, bar and grill. Next, anybody please who knows, anybody who wants a job, the DPS is hiring. We talked about it. They got a new contract. If you know anybody, please try to sway them that way. And finally, August 22nd is the first day of autumn, which is my favorite season, so that's all I have, Your Honor. Oh, September 22nd, I'm sorry. October's my birthday month, that's why fall is mine. Just a little hint. That's all I have, thank you.
Tracy, you're up.
No, I won't tell you the date yet.
The citywide garage sale is this weekend, the 13th through the 15th. Good luck, everyone, finding some good deals and selling what you need to sell. Water loss is a big concern to all of us, and it is being monitored. Resources have been assigned to said loss in finding and fixing the major issues. We are on it. After that, I just want to say goodnight and God bless you all.
Good evening, everybody. I've got a couple things. September 13th at the Band Shell, Music Bingo. September 17th from 4 to 7 p.m. It's Police Night at the McDonald's at Fort and Goddard, so make sure you go in and say hi and watch the guys cook McDonald's and speak with them. And September 18th between 4 and 6 p.m., be on the lookout for the police officers being out handing out ice cream. And October 19th is a trunk or treat. And October 12th, you want to be at the Band Shell for the Historical Society and their MC5 Memorial. It's going to be a lot of fun. There'll be tribute bands and food trucks and just a lot of fun and a lot of remembrance because the MC5 was from Lincoln Park and they know how to rock and roll. And everybody enjoy the cool weather that's going to be coming after next week because next week's going to be warm again. And stay safe and thank you, everybody. That's all I have.
Lillian?
Thank you, Your Honor. I know the citywide garage sales was mentioned for the 13th through the 15th. I just want to mention let's be respectful of people's driveways, approaches, don't park where you're not supposed to. I do have a couple schedule changes for you as well. The DDA meeting will actually be, the next DDA meeting, will actually be September the 16th. So that's a schedule change. Also, the Police and Fire Retirement Board has a couple schedule changes. They actually have a cancellation for October. There'll be no meeting in October. And November the 6th at 10 a.m. and then December 4th at 10 a.m. And that's, again, the Police and Fire Retirement Board. And I understand that tickets are still available for Music Bingo. So if you decide to attend, that is Friday the 13th, starts at 7 p.m. at the Band Shell. I went and got my tickets today, so I will be there. I know that MEC Police Night was mentioned. That will be September 17th from 4 to 7, and that'll be at the 4180 Fort Street McDonald's. The Coffee with a Cop, Monday, September 23rd, from 9:30 to 10:30. Again, I just love the way the flyer reads. It's no agenda or speeches, just a chance to ask questions, voice your concerns, and get to know your Lincoln Park police officers. Saturday, September 14th. If you're available and you're capable and you're willing, the museum has their fall grounds cleanup, and that'll be from 10 in the morning till 1 p.m. Or we could finish early. So, because many hands make for light work. Then, what's next? Saturday, of course, Saturday, October the 12th, the celebration for the MC5. I know I handed out some postcards to those here, but if you want to take some and drop them off, throughout the city, where you're having lunch or dinner or, that would help. And I have their poster. This is, now, I'm going to show you this only because it is preliminary, because they're looking for sponsorships, and so the sponsors will be added to this poster. So it's tentative, but this is what it'll look like if you're interested in being a sponsor. Please contact the museum. As a matter of fact, I have a little thing that I wanted to read that you will find in, I'm assuming in the paper, because it's a press release. On October 12th, the Lincoln Park Historical Museum, the mayor, family, friends, and fans and musicians will gather to host an exciting and dynamic rock and roll event from 3 to 9 p.m. at Memorial Park to celebrate the induction of the MC5 into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. To honor the occasion, festivities will include a ceremonial dedication of a newly planted maple tree and to unveil a plaque near the hometown bandshell where the MC5 played. There'll be testimonials from family members of the band. There is a book release and signing. There will be Tino Gross from Howling Diablos will host and MC the event. DJ Mike Soul Deep will spin 60s garage and soul music. There'll be multimedia presentations, including photos and footage of live MC5 performances. Let's see here. Importantly, rock bands Sugar Tradition and American Ruse will be on hand to carry on the tradition of Total Energy live rock and roll. The event is rain or shine, and it is free. The event is free and open to the public. Food trucks and refreshments will be available. There will be bleacher seating, but lawn chair, you can bring your lawn chairs. Let's see. Oh, the Historical Museum will be also open that day, starting at noon, to display their permanent MC5 exhibit. So the MC5 Lincoln Park Facebook page also has additional information. I also wanted to share with you what I found in the happenings, and that is that the Lincoln Park Fire Department is having their open house on October 13th. So mark your calendars, that'll be from 12 to 3 p.m. What else did I? The Nightmare on Fort Street. Of course, the games, the trunk or treat for the kids costume contest, pumpkin decorating, and that'll be October the 19th from 1 to 4 at the bandshell as well. And if that isn't enough for you, I've got October 19th from 8 to 1, Wayne County's Household Hazardous Waste Collection Date. They believe this is their last one of the year at the Taylor Wayne County Community College. Although we do still have orange voucher cards that will allow you to dispose of your household hazardous waste all year around. You just have to go to their Livonia site and you have to give them that voucher that we have here, right, at City Management Office. Oh, very nice. So you can get them at the clerk's office. You don't have to go up the stairs. And that's it. Thank you.
And we'd like to point out that for the handicap, we do have an elevator, so they don't have to take the stairs at City Hall.
There you go.
Councilman Bear.
Hello. I was able to attend the Library Commission meeting last week, and they are having their annual fall book sale by the Friends of the Library from October 5th to October 12th, so coming up in a little less than a month. And like the library director, when she gave her report last meeting, they did get all new library shelves installed, replacing the original shelving that had been there for somewhere around 70 years. And getting a chance to look at it, it looks absolutely incredible. If you have not been in the library recently, it might be worth just to take a quick visit just to see how great having uniform shelves that all look the same are. and the work was top-notch. And our new animal shelter is having their first fundraiser on October 5th. They're calling it their Fall in Love fundraiser from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. They're advertising it as a bake sale, doggy treats, and a Doggo Halloween Cutest Costume Contest. And they still have their ongoing annual Fall Mums fundraiser going on right now as well. And it's a fantastic facility. I was encouraged anyone who would like to come check it out, or if they have a need for stray dogs or cats to utilize that great facility we have. And thank you, and have a good evening.
Councilman Zor.
I personally would like to thank Hennessy for being here tonight, answering questions. I know, and I can tell you, for the citizens that weren't here tonight, there was a lot of positive feedback for you talking to them after the event. So that took a lot of stress away from the city. I truly appreciate it. School is underway. The high school athletic teams are in season, including our varsity football team, which is 2-0 right now. Our homecoming is September 27th. We're looking forward to a great school year. With that, I say thank you.
And with that, I just I wish everybody good luck this weekend, because it is a garage sale weekend, my favorite weekend of the year. Please go out, have a good time, be courteous to the neighbors. And with that, I'll make a motion.
So moved.
Support.
Councilperson Salcido?
Yes.
Dupre?
Yes.
Bear?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Zor?
Yes.
Tobin?
Yes.
And Mayor Higgins?
Yes.